Here at TPC Racing, with over 20 years in racing professionally, we're here to share you education and experience that we want to pass over to the new person that's willing to enter the track in their new car, let alone an intermediate racer as well as an expert racer when they receive a new car to get ready to prep to take out on the track. The first thing you would want to do to one of your cars, especially a new car to you, let alone if it's a used car, you're going to want to go over the fluids. You'll know when the last time the previous owner changed the fluid if it's a used car, let alone do you know if the new car you just bought from the dealer has capable fluids to be able to handle the abuse at the track. So what we recommend you do is upgrade the fluid so a more performance-oriented fluid, such as the engine oil, the power steering fluid to prevent any overheating power steering issues, let alone there's a lot of you guys with electronic power steering, so you don't need to worry about that, as well as other things mainly concerning the brake fluid, because the brake fluid viscosity, especially running longer than a few laps, if not up to 10 laps at the track, you'll start to get a really soft pedal. So that's a very big important safety feature and fluid that you should definitely look at when you look at getting your car prepped for the track. We recommend using high quality fluids like Mobil 1, Redline. We also recommend SRF for brake fluid. It's a great fluid we use on a lot of our customers' track cars that they want to get prepped and go out and have a good time in. The coolant, that's very much fine as it is coming from the factory. A lot of guys will also switch up to straight water specifically for the track, because I know some tracks don't allow antifreeze in the cooling system when you're racing your car on the track. The second tip that we would recommend, definitely focus on the safety aspect of the vehicle. The more safety you acquire on your car, the more confidence you'll build in yourself to be able to push the car and end up having the safest possible time at the track. What a lot of people will do, and it's also depending on the vehicle you have, whether if it's a convertible, let alone the type of track event you attend. Some events require that you have a roll bar. So right here, a perfect example of a customer taking his car that he got new from the dealer and wanted strictly to put track prep into it so he could have a nice weekend track car. So here he has a nice roll cage setup. You want to upgrade to complement that roll bar with a very nice race seat if you want to stay in the position, because when you're going to go quicker and take those corners, you're going to start noticing you're going to slide around the seat more. So as well as with the seat, you definitely want to upgrade your harnesses, and what better yet than race tech seats and harnesses for your car. Let alone after that, you definitely want to focus on making sure the brakes are up to par. Stock OEM pads and rotors, sometimes they can be enough, but for your more experienced intermediate driver, you're going to want to step up to a set of padded yellow pads at least that are very highly recommended for all of our customers that track their cars. As well as you might look at starting to upgrade the rotors if you want a little more power as well in the braking system. That is a very key system to safety, as you want to be able to stop your car entering a corner from 150 miles an hour. Tip number 3, we highly recommend upgrading your tires from the factory tires that it sits on or what came with the car to something a little more race oriented, such as like a Michelin Pilot Cup 2s. They're very great tires that I've seen on a lot of customers' cars here that come for track prep, as well as get tech inspections to go out to the track. Depending on your budget though, it's also a good idea to have an extra set of wheels for those specific race tires, because at that point, if you feel like it, with room available, be able to ride your street setup / wheels to the track and just swap over right to your race wheels. Great set of wheels, to be honest, that we recommend are a Forge Line wheel set. One of the highest quality wheel sets that we actually offer here at TPC Racing. We have great reviews on them, as well as the weight savings are incredible. Make sure you look at our website to get further more details on the Forge Lines and if they're capable for your car. Tip number 4 here from TPC, it's going to be about your suspension components on your chassis. Whether you're beginner, intermediate, or expert, this is always something you should consider, especially a track spec alignment. That should be number 1. You want to make sure your car is as straight as possible. Not every car from the factory is exactly the same. It's almost best as soon as you get your car from the factory and or used to do that first thing. Like second, on top of that, we would highly recommend putting a sway bar kit that's adjustable to your car. Especially when you're getting into the intermediate stages, you'll want to start to feel different parts of the chassis and have that versatility to be able to change it. We have 5-point front adjustable points on our sway bar kits with 4-point in the rear, so it gives you a vast amount of range to be able to tune your chassis. For maybe the more typical intermediate racer with a DSCsport controller involved and implanted in your vehicle, that's also a very nice touch up to your suspension, as well as it's perfect for the beginner, intermediate, or expert driver to be able to do whatever you would like to the chassis via DSCsport controller. You can find out more information from the DSCsport controller on DSCsport.com. And to go into the last few things, for maybe your more expert style drivers, you can start thinking about doing the control arm bushings and GT3 Cup style control arms that have adjustable shim stacking, as well as adjustability for that caster adjustment. And after that, I would suggest upgrading to the Trackday suspension damper kit provided by DSCsport. DSCsport has done a tremendous amount of work to develop the valving for this new suspension kit on the market for all these vehicles, and to be honest, one of the best suspension kits in my personal opinion. And here for our final tip from TPC Racing, we're going to talk about tow hooks, because many people may overlook it, but it's also going to prevent damage if you come into that unforeseen circumstance, which we do not want to see you guys in. We want to see you guys keep it rubber side down and enjoy your track time that you are out there. Seat time is very important, but for the unforeseen sticky circumstance you'll possibly end up in, especially if you're a beginner, it's going to happen. I'm not trying to be harsh, but everyone's going to spin out. It comes with the learning process and curve. We provide a TPC Racing tow hook solution for underneath your chassis, especially on the Porsches. It's a good way to tow your car without putting stress on the wheel bearings as well as on your jack pads. And we also have what I call the rescue tow hooks. We provide kits for them, and that way when you get into a sticky situation at the track, whether it's a sand trap or up against a wall, you're gonna feel safe and confident that the tow truck driver is gonna be able to tow your car out absolutely no problem. So definitely think about having some tow hooks when you're out at the track. Thank you guys for joining us on this video. If you've been watching, I'm Jerry from TPC Racing. We provide unlimited amount of capabilities for your race experience to come.